And what do you see shots of all the time? Jerry Seinfeld, Timothy Chalamet, Taylor Swift, like the stars come out in the U.S. for the big events. They were there.
I've never seen a stadium in America like that. Bob Bradley sitting there, Alexi Lalas almost in tears. I've never seen Mo Adu jumping in. I've never seen that.
And this is our chance to show how far we've come.
The soccer world is officially on alert, and you can feel the tension building among the teams still standing in this tournament.
For months, we've been hearing that we're not good enough, we're not contenders, we're not going to make it out of the group. And yet here we are, our first match of the tournament, and we absolutely dominated. Defensively, we looked rock solid. Offensively, we looked world class.
What went down at LA Stadium wasn't just a strong performance. It was a full-scale statement that sent shockwaves across the competition. The United States men's national team delivered a display of footballing quality that completely flipped the conversation on its head. Before the tournament began, confidence around this squad was in short supply. Doubts were everywhere, and critics weren't shy about making their opinions known. Hosting a World Cup brings massive expectations, especially in a country where soccer is constantly battling for attention against giants like the NFL and NBA. The pressure was enormous, and every move was being watched closely. Mauricio Pochettino stepped into the spotlight facing serious scrutiny. His first months in charge failed to convince many supporters, and some fans continued arguing that Jesse Marsch should have been given the job instead. Since the United States automatically qualified as a co-host, they avoided the usual qualification battles, which only gave critics more ammunition.
If the US keep playing like this, there's not a single team in this tournament that we can't beat. Brazil, easy. Argentina, light work. France, bring it on. This US team looks unbeatable.
Every friendly match became a hot topic. Every result was analyzed to the smallest detail, and every weakness was magnified. For many observers, there were still major questions about whether this team could handle the intensity and spotlight of the biggest stage in world football. Outside the stadium, the atmosphere felt completely different from the lukewarm interest that had surrounded the team for months. More than 70,000 fans packed the venue, creating a loud, electric scene that felt impossible to ignore. The noise was relentless, the anticipation was sky-high, and the energy in the building was on another level. Big names from the entertainment world added even more buzz to the occasion. Future fired up the crowd with a pre-match performance, while stars like Katy Perry and Tom Cruise watched the action unfold from the stands. It felt less like a regular sporting event and more like a major cultural moment. But the biggest storyline was on the field. For the first time, Pochettino finally rolled out the lineup he had envisioned for months. The return of center back Chris Richards from injury was a huge boost, allowing the coach to put his preferred defensive structure in place.
Chris, not a lot of time left for the World Cup, but how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, I mean, using every opportunity to the best of our abilities. I think very rarely do you get a tournament or a camp where you can spend 40-plus days with each other. But, in the 8-plus days that we do get to spend with each other throughout these next few camps, I think we set a good ground baseline for it.
There were no practice runs, no easy tune-up games, and no gradual build-up for this exact group. Their first true test together arrived the moment the opening whistle blew, with the eyes of the soccer world locked firmly on them.
Yesterday, I saw a modern manager, high press. Paraguay did not come to play football. They came to say, we're going to sit back, we're going to absorb, we're going to hit out on the counter through our quick attackers. They couldn't breathe. They couldn't sniff the ball.
Paraguay entered this matchup carrying a reputation that demanded respect. Throughout 18 tough South American qualifying matches, they had built one of the most stubborn defensive records on the continent. Their compact, disciplined backline consistently frustrated top opponents, allowing only 6 goals during that stretch. They collected 28 points in a qualification campaign widely considered one of the most demanding in world football, matching the totals of heavyweights like Brazil and Uruguay and finishing just 1 point behind Ecuador. With one of the strongest defensive records in CONMEBOL and impressive results against teams such as Argentina and Brazil, Paraguay arrived with a clear mission: absorb pressure, slow the game down, frustrate the hosts, and drain the energy from the packed stadium crowd. That plan lasted less than 7 minutes. Just 6 minutes and 50 seconds into the match, the entire script changed. Christian Pulisic found himself isolated against 2 defenders on the left side and produced a precise, defense-splitting pass into the danger area. In the chaos that followed, Weston McKennie charged forward as Paraguay desperately tried to clear the ball. Under intense pressure, Bobadilla's attempted clearance took an unfortunate turn and ended up in his own net. In a flash, the defensive blueprint Paraguay had relied on for so long was suddenly under serious strain. What made the performance even more impressive was what happened next. The United States didn't score early and then sit back to protect the lead. Instead, they kept pushing forward and controlled the tempo for almost the entire match.
And I think the first 45 minutes, they were completely controlling the whole game with the ball and against the ball. And I think scoring then the goals, I think the bravery, the discipline in the game, it was just a perfect 45 minutes.
This wasn't a victory built on emotion, luck, or random moments. It was a carefully organized display of modern football, executed with confidence and precision. The Americans dominated possession with 65% of the ball and completed 598 passes, making it incredibly difficult for Paraguay to establish any rhythm or escape the pressure. The midfield was especially dominant, cutting off key passing lanes and preventing Paraguay from switching play effectively. Pulisic and McKennie stretched the field by operating in wide areas, forcing defenders to spread out and creating huge pockets of space through the middle. Those openings became highways for attacking runners bursting into dangerous positions. Time after time, 5 or 6 American players surged into the penalty area from different directions, overwhelming defenders and forcing rush decisions. Even when Paraguay retreated into an extremely deep defensive shape to close down space, the United States kept finding answers through clever midfield movement, quick passing combinations, and relentless high pressing. The pressure never let up, and Paraguay found themselves pinned back near their own goal for long stretches of the match. While the tactical setup was outstanding, individual performances gave the system an entirely different level of power and danger. Several American players stepped up and delivered displays that turned a strong team performance into something truly memorable. At the heart of midfield, Tyler Adams handled the demanding work that often goes unnoticed. He constantly disrupted opposition attacks, won crucial loose balls, and shut down transition opportunities before they could develop. His tireless effort allowed the more attack-minded players around him to push forward with confidence, knowing he was protecting the space behind them. Just as important was Chris Richards, who looked completely composed in possession. The center-back delivered a masterclass in ball distribution, completing all 83 of his passes without surrendering possession a single time. Every pass helped maintain control, keep the tempo moving, and frustrate Paraguay's attempts to regain momentum. Alongside the midfield unit, Malik Tillman produced one of his most complete performances yet. He blended aggressive defensive work with calm, technical quality on the ball, giving the United States a non-stop presence from one end of the pitch to the other.
Malik Tillman is something else. Malik Tillman is a special breed of footballer. A player that's box to box and is silky smooth and creates nonstop, but has an intensity to recoup the ball like I've not seen in quite some time.
His ability to win possession and immediately help launch attacks kept the pressure firmly on Paraguay throughout the match. But the player who grabbed the biggest headlines was Folarin Balogun. The striker used this massive stage to deliver a performance that instantly captured attention.
Balogun goal is just a little bit more impressive to me because his ability to fight off that first defender and then be able to beat another man and then to put it top corner with his left foot, that is truly amazing goal.
According to the expected goals metric, he generated chances worth just 0.44 goals, a number suggesting that an average forward would be unlikely to score even once. Balogun ignored those probabilities completely and produced 2 clinical finishes that changed the game. His first goal came from a brilliant run behind the defense, slipping between defenders before firing a first-time shot into the top corner with incredible precision. His second was all about determination and strength. After battling through heavy pressure to control a loose ball, he shifted onto his left foot and unleashed another unstoppable finish into the upper part of the net. With those 2 goals, Balogun etched his name into the history books, becoming the first American since 1930 to score twice in a World Cup match and joining a select group above some of the biggest names ever associated with U.S. soccer. Pulisic was the mastermind behind much of the damage, constantly causing problems down the wings and stretching Paraguay's defense to its breaking point. Time and time again, he found dangerous pockets of space, created 2 huge scoring chances, and kept the attack flowing with incredible efficiency. Even more impressive, he completed every single pass he attempted in his own half before being taken off at halftime as a precaution because of a tight calf. His job was done, and he had already helped set the tone for one of the most dominant performances the United States has ever produced on this stage. What happened after his exit may have been the most alarming sign for future opponents. Instead of slowing down, the Americans found another gear. Gio Reyna came off the bench and immediately delivered a moment of pure class, curling a stunning outside of the boot shot into the far corner to put the finishing touch on a crushing 4-0 victory. It was the kind of goal that had fans jumping out of their seats and left defenders with no answer. The result wasn't just another World Cup win. It became the highest-scoring World Cup performance ever produced by the United States against a South American defense of this caliber. History does provide a note of caution. After all, the memorable 2002 team nearly stumbled out of the group stage after a huge opening victory over Portugal. But with Mauricio Pochettino's experience managing elite clubs like Tottenham, PSG, and Chelsea, there is confidence that this squad will stay focused and avoid getting carried away. Australia and Turkey are next on the schedule, but after a performance like this, the rest of the tournament has every reason to pay attention. This is a team that can press aggressively, dominate possession, and finish chances with ruthless efficiency. What did you think of this statement performance from the United States? Can this team make a deep World Cup run, or is it still too early to buy into the hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know.